Greg, and welcome to the February edition of GateWay News, brought to you by Stargate Command. We've had a busy month with a lot of new releases and developments, both in the game and within our organization. The development team at Crown Imperium has been incredibly busy. In Arena Commander this month, we've seen new weapons in the Voyager store, an upgradable shield system, news on rentable equipment, and most recently the RSI Orion mining platform release, as well as a wealth of background information on the mining career options. PC Gamer picked up on an interesting quote from Chris Roberts in the latest letter from the chairman, where he stated, "Building our universe is already the most creatively satisfying thing I've ever done. But the coming months are going to be something else. Without sharing internal target dates, I will tell you that we are entering into the tightest schedule we've ever had for public releases. In short order, you will see Arena Commander 1.0, the FPS module, and the so-called social module, our first foray into the persistent universe. So we have a lot to look forward to in the near future. As we learn more about what the final game is going to look like, the leadership here at Stargate Command is always updating policy and perspective policy to ensure that no matter how you plan to play the game, you're going to have a sector within the organization where you're going to feel comfortable and you're going to have other like-minded players, as well as a full support network to fit your needs and to enjoy the game. Even though the game is several months away from even an alpha version being released, we are actively training and playing within the Arena Commander, and by this time next month, we can expect to be doing the same thing within the first-person shooter module. So I highly encourage all of our members, or prospective members, to jump into TeamSpeak or jump into Arena Commander, get to know the other members of the organization, and start practicing firing up those ships and going out there and playing. If you have any other friends within the organization, or maybe someone you'd like to invite to join, let them know that that invitation is open to them as well. We'd love to see you guys in the verse. Now for this month's program, we have two really awesome segments lined up for you. First off, Amanai, one of our longtime org members, is going to be heading up the Hello from the High Council segments, and he's going to be interviewing our Director of Intelligence. After that, Finecourt is going to give us a more in-depth look at the new shield system. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Amanai with our Hello from the High Council.
Greetings, citizens. I'm Omanai, and it's time for another High Council meet and greet. Our guest this time is a member of the Ministry of Security. I'd like to welcome Stardust, aka Fred, to the segment.
Hey guys, what's up?
All right. So I guess we'll get down to it. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your position in the SGC.
Well, as you already know, my name's Fred, or Stardust, whichever one you prefer. I'm a member of the Ministry of Security, which is kind of like a mixture between Homeland Security and the FBI and the CIA and all those kind of cloak and dagger organizations.
So you're like a super spy.
Well, you could say that, I guess. You could say that.
So you're in the security side of the house, and yours is what, the intelligence branch?
Yes, intelligence.
Okay. What drew you to Stargate Command, and how long have you been with the organization?
I believe I've been with the organization for I'd say about a year now. A little over a year. I joined last December, and it's actually a funny story. The first day that I joined RSI and bought my first package, which was an Aurora, but now I have more than just that. I was just browsing around on the chat, and Mr. Jack O'Neill, same as with the Benedict, he's just poaching around, and he found me, and I just really liked the idea of a Stargate-related organization, and I joined, and back then we only had like 40 or 50 members, and now we have over 150. So
Yeah, nice. Um, as well, we discussed Star Citizen a bit. So, how did you hear about Star Citizen when you first hear about it?
I was just browsing around some videos on YouTube, and there was some top 10 space simulators to watch out for in the upcoming future, and the number one on the list, of course, was Star
Yeah,
Citizen.
yeah, without a
So
doubt.
I just I got really interested in it, and I just decided to buy a package, and I'm lucky I did buy one when I did, because now you can't get beta access or alpha access anymore, which I was lucky enough to get.
Yep, I was pleased to get it too. Um, Now, what aspect are you looking forward to in once the verse goes live? I mean, what's most appealing?
To me, it's probably probably around 70% of it for me that just makes this game so amazing to me is exploration, because I don't know, there's something about the human spirit that just makes us want to explore. Unluckily for us real humans in real life, we were born a little bit too late to explore the Earth, but we
Yeah.
were born way too early to explore the galaxy.
Occasionally, I try to explore the no local stores, but that doesn't work out too well. All right, so do you have a favorite ship already? Or maybe a
Um,
type of ship that you're looking forward to having them come out with?
uh, I'd say definitely my favorite multi-crew ship is the Retaliator by far.
Yeah, it's
Um,
looking pretty good. Huh.
it just looks real sleek, and it's really, really versatile. So the different things that you can do with it, you can go on bombing runs, you can go on long expeditions with it. It looks pretty awesome, badass.
I would agree there. Is there any type of ship, like a front function for a ship that you're looking forward to? Maybe some people have been looking forward to a hospital ship. Is there anything like, with a function that you've been looking forward to?
Well, as I said before, exploring is going to be, the main thing that brought me or drew me towards this game. So anything that has kind of long distance travel capabilities will be my main kind of thing to look for in a ship. But I also look for longevity, reliability, things like that. They'll kind of keep me going no
Yeah.
matter what happens.
Yeah. All right. I'm sure there will be some people interested in the intelligence side of the house. What do you look for in potential agents? Or is that top secret?
Well, certain areas of that, of course, are redacted.
Sensitive.
I mean, it doesn't take a lot. Basically, you just have to be devoted, and of course, it's helpful if you're a little bit above average in terms of intelligence, and if you're really interested in data analysis and finding out every little aspect of another organization or some kind of new element or ship that you've discovered out in space. Basically, anytime you need information, we're the guys to come to for that. And we also do a little bit of the dirty work for our organization, I
Oh, I
guess you could
wouldn't.
say.
It's not exactly dirty, is it? All right. Well, I guess that's the time we have for now. Thank you for taking the time out to do this interview. Um, and to everybody out there, uh, watch out. He might be lurking somewhere. And thanks for listening. Until then, see you in the verse.
See you in the verse, folks.
Thanks, Amani. That was a great interview. We really appreciate all the hard work that you and Stardust put into it. These interviews are a great opportunity to get to know some of the members that maybe you hadn't met before. We're all spread out all over the world. We've got members here in the US, down in Australia, in Germany, Canada, all over really. So we're not always online at the same time. So we always appreciate any opportunity we get to know each other a little bit better. Now, Fine Court has put together some information for us on the new shielding systems.
Hello, everyone. My name is Finecord, and today I'm going to be talking about shields and shield management, which is one of the big new things that we've seen in the last month. Now, on February 7th, we got a post with the design for shields and management for the shields that were put up in the update that came out just before this post. Now, a lot of people will notice that when they first updated the game and they went and looked, the shields were on the website. However, this post about the shields and what they are doing with them wasn't up there, so people didn't know what they were doing. But after a day or two, they put this post up, and then they re-released the shields to the Voyager Direct store, where you can go and buy them for anywhere between 8,000 to 20,000 UEC. Now, this generally goes over what they want to achieve with the shields, as well as giving a bit of detail on the advanced shield systems that they want to release for Star Citizen. However, they're not going to do it right now. They say specifically somewhere in here that they're going to wait for till 1.1, the 1.1 update for Star Citizen, where they're going to release the multi-crew ships. And only the multi-crew ships will have the updated shield management system to start, and after a while they will slowly roll them out to the single-seater ships. So they have several different types of shields here, and for those of you who don't know, the type of shield will absorb and reflect damage differently than other types of shields. So we have several different types here. We have military, stealth, civilian, racer, industrial, outlaw, and then they have several different effects that they do: rapid charge, direct damage, shell, splash damage, second skin, each doing relatively different things. Now, if you haven't seen them already on the website, which would be surprising if you haven't, the shields that we have in the store right now, there are two different kinds, as I said earlier: the direct damage shields and the splash damage shields. The direct damage shields, it says here, it focuses on direct damage while sacrificing defensive splash damage. And basically what that means is that it protects you better against direct damage, meaning weapons that hit you directly, lasers and projectiles, that type of stuff. And it doesn't protect you as much against splash damage, say the explosion of a missile. And then it's the opposite for the splash shields, which protects you more against explosions and splash damage, and less against direct damage, laser weapons and projectiles. And so they said here that the ratio is a 25-75. So for the direct damage shields, it would be 25 splash damage protection, 75% direct damage protection, and the opposite for the splash damage: 75 splash protection, 25 direct damage protection. And it's 50-50 for the civilian shields, which come equipped on all of your ships already. And so I'm really interested to see this, because I have the size 2 splash shields, and I put them on my Mustang Delta. And the thing about that is that the shields that you can get in the store have a slightly higher percentage of health. So instead of having 200 hit points, it has 300 hit points. As well, it protects you with 4 shield facings instead of 2, being able to distribute the damage much more evenly. And so they have the shield management today with the basic shield management that we see, which I actually think is alright. I don't mind it that much. But then they have this new, completely different setup that I think is going to be really specific and required for multi-crew ships, which is going to be very important. An update that came out almost 2 weeks after this post, the 1.0.3 update, modified the shield health pool. Instead of having a total health pool, say 200, and spreading that out evenly between 4 shield facings, so it would be 50 on each side, top, bottom, left, right, they replaced it so that it would be the 400 hit points, or 200 hit points for the example, total for each shield facing. So each shield facing would have 200 hit points each, which increased the survivability and time to kill by a pretty decent margin, as well as reducing the recharge rate of the Omniskis in order to try and fix the problem with everybody running 6 Omniskis on the Super Hornet. Now, I don't have a Super Hornet, so I'm not sure exactly how well it's affected that, but I've noticed a lot more of a variety lately in the ships that I've been seeing in-game. I only saw 2 Super Hornets in the last match that I played, and the rest of them were Auroras, which was very surprising, and an M50. No Mustangs, and no 300 series, which was strange. But I think that the shield management is definitely going in the right direction. However, they haven't fixed some of the armor issues with some of the ships. Mainly, one of the ones I noticed was the Mustang, is that with the Mustang, if a limb breaks off, that area that the limb broke off at would become invulnerable. So the only way to kill a Mustang would be to hit it in the cockpit. As well, the cockpit being actually relatively vulnerable, more vulnerable than it actually should be on the Mustang. As long as you're very accurate with your shots, they're usually a one-hit kill at this right now. And we're definitely going in the right direction, I believe, with the combat. There's definitely going to be some changes required because everyone seems to be running ballistic weapons, which completely negate the use of shields, or almost completely. Of course, the shields do dampen the velocity of ballistic weapons, as it says in the Shields and Management design post. However, not to a very great extent. They still go directly through and deal damage to your ship's armor and hull. Alright, well that's all the time I had. I hope you guys enjoyed listening and that you learned something from this. And I'll see you guys next time.
Thank you, Fine Cord, for all that great information you provided on the new shielding system. I'm sure the entire community really appreciates it. Well, folks, that's all we've got for the February edition of Gateway News. We hope you enjoy the content provided. If you have any comments, feedback, or ideas, please feel free to leave them in the comments below, or you can email us directly at sgc.gatewaynews@gmail.com. Until next time, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and we'll see you in the verse.
Hey guys, it's Chris Roberts. You should join Stargate Command because they're really badass.